Hello, Mr. Ebner here, coming at you from my car because I'm moving. And this video is reflecting on week 6 of Purdue University's special education course, EDPS 51500. And the key takeaway I'm going to be talking about in this video is the motivation assessment scale. So this is a nice tool that's developed to help you kind of figure out the function of a behavior. So what's motivating a behavior, right? It kind of outlines it very well, so it works exceptionally good when making your FBA, when analyzing data, things like that. So it starts out with some basic information, your name, rater, date, things like that. Then you get into a description of the behavior. So this is where you're going to kind of plug in your operational definition, right? So you're going to have a name for the behavior, defining specifically what's going on. You'll have some verb examples, some non-examples, things like that, right? So you start out with a clear definition of your behavior. And the reason you're doing that is because it's going to frame how you answer the following questions, right? So then you have 16 separate questions. Each one's rated on a scale from 0, which is never, all the way to 6, which is always, right? And they get the number value associated with the term. So you have never, almost never, seldom, half the time, usually, almost always, and always. So you answer each of the questions. They're all about the behavior. So a few examples would be, would the behavior occur continuously if the person was left alone for long periods of time? Does the behavior occur whenever you stop attending to this person? And things like that, right? So each question's kind of diving into if blank, then blank, right? And you're assigning those number values. So after that, you're going to tally up how many points you put into each one. You have a total score and a mean score. Right. So then you look at those mean scores and you give it a ranking 1 to 4. And these stand for 4 of your functions. So you have sensory, escape, attention, tangible. So here's where it gets really cool. So let's say you have a behavior, and this happens a lot. You think just based off certain things you've seen that you know the function of the behavior, that you're confident what it's set on. And then after you tally these scores, it might actually come out to something else. Or maybe you have 2 behaviors that tie, or 2 functions that tie, so they're equal. This helps you frame how you're going to write your intervention, your alternate skills, your alternate behaviors, things like that. So it kind of sets you on the right track for interpreting your data and your next steps. So this is a rating scale. It can be personally biased. I would personally recommend having maybe 1, 2, 3 people familiar with the student make these ratings if you're going into a case conference committee, things like that. So this is to be used as a tool to assist you, sorry. It shouldn't be taken as the rule of law. But in doing this, you can see, as we said, those functions, but also what you need to change. So maybe you're using a Google form or something like that to monitor behavior. And maybe whenever you start looking at how you're monitoring and what you're monitoring for, you're actually not covering one of the things that ranked very highly. So it's a good informative tool. But at the end of the day, it is a tool. You need to back it up with data. You need to back it up with observations. You need to do this multiple times. Should be a living document. You should continue to use this to assess the behavior throughout the lifetime of the goal associated with it, the IEP, etc. So once again, this is called the Motivation Assessment Scale, and it's a good tool. But don't consider it law. So yeah, thanks for watching.